Hey everyone, welcome back to News to Science where we discuss comics, movies, games, and more. Ronnie here. This is a topic that I've been contemplating to discuss about for the past 24 hours, and before I get into that, I want to make it abundantly clear that I did not want the show to fail to begin with, and I have nothing against the actors in the LGBTQ community wanting to play a character, let alone a superhero. With that being said, I do have some concerns regarding the new lead that's been cast to play the new Batwoman. Let it be known that this actress by the name of Javicia Leslie, a beautiful woman, may I add, has been cast to take over Ruby Rose's lead role. Yes, I know she's playing an entirely new character created by the team over at the CW working on this. For those of you who don't know, Ruby Rose, who played Batwoman, the lead for the show that left the show only a couple days after the first season ended. But first, let me read you this article about the news, and then I'll bring up some concerns and questions I have for this actress and the CW's future in superhero TV shows afterwards. So, if we go here to the New York Post right here, it states Javicia Leslie, I think I'm pronouncing it right, cast as new Batwoman after Ruby Rose's shocking exit. Now, if you all recall, Ruby Rose left shortly after the first season concluded, and I mean, it was no surprise. The show wasn't really doing well. It had bad ratings, but I'll get to that afterwards. But first, let's go ahead and read this article here. Batwoman has found its new series lead, with Javicia Leslie set to step into the cape and cowl for the show's upcoming second season on the CW. I am extremely proud to be the first black actress to play the iconic role of Batwoman on television, and as a bisexual woman, I am honored to join this groundbreaking show, which has been such a trailblazer for the LGBTQ plus community, Leslie said. Leslie will portray a new character on the show named Ryan Wilder. She is described as likable, messy, a little goofy, and untamed. She's also nothing like Kate Kane, previously played by Ruby Rose, the woman who wore the batsuit before her. With no one in her life to keep her on track, Ryan spent years as a drug runner, dodging the GCPD and masking her pain with bad habits. Today, Ryan lives in her van with her plants. A girl who would steal milk for an alley cat and could also kill you with her bare hands is the most dangerous type of fighter, highly skilled and wildly undisciplined. She is an out lesbian, athletic, raw, passionate, fallible, and very much not your stereotypical all-American hero. Leslie takes over leading the series from Rose, who shocked fans when she announced her departure from the series in May. Prior to joining Batwoman, Leslie starred on the CBS series God Friended Me, which aired for 2 seasons. That show was also produced by Warner Bros. Television and the Berlanti Productions. She also starred in the BET series The Family Business and a film, Always a Bridesmaid. She is repped by Stewart Talent and Third Hill Entertainment. Batwoman is produced by Berlanti Productions in association with Warner Bros. Television. Caroline Dries developed the series and served as executive producer for season 1 with Greg Berlanti, Sarah Schechter, and Jeff Johns. Batwoman is based on characters created for DC by Bob Kane with Bill Finger. The show is scheduled to return on January, Saturday nights on the CW. Now, before I get into, the next topic, I just want to state that I'm not exactly entirely excited or happy that the show is going to be continuing on. And it's not because the character or the actress, Javicia Leslie, who's a black woman and bisexual, is, going to play the character. It's just the way that they're going about this. And to elaborate further on that, there's a few things that kind of bother me here. First off, what does her being like an outright out lesbian have anything to do with being a superhero? I feel like they're using the fact that this actress right here is a lesbian, or I'm sorry, the character is a lesbian, excuse me, she's bisexual. I feel like they're using that as a product, kind of like a ploy, like as a means to get you to watch the show. And it all comes across very forced. And what I mean by that is, hey, the CW here, we want to let you know that we care about the LGBTQ community, and we're going to do so by only strictly looking for people from the LGBTQ community to play as an LGBTQ character. That is wrong. Last I checked, in order to be considered to be hired for something, you had to possess the talent or the skills or qualifications. There should be no reason why other people should be discriminated. And what I mean by that is even straight people or gay people or trans people should have a shot to play a character on screen, whatever the case. And there's been many cases like that where characters or actors that are not gay or have a specific sexual orientation or whatever have been casted to play those characters. I mean, in the end, if you really think about it, it's just acting. Acting is just pretending. You're casted to take on a role, and whatever that role may be, if they think that you're up for the role and you're talented enough, they will cast you. This is not right. I think this is coming across forced. And honestly, I kind of feel bad for this actress, Javicia Leslie. Now, I'm not familiar with her work whatsoever, but she seems like a very nice lady, and she's really stunning and gorgeous. But I feel bad for her because I don't think she knows what she's getting herself into. I don't even know if she's aware of the ratings that this series that this series has. We can actually go over here and look at it. Now, so this is the official update right here. These are the ratings, and this has been updated as of like May of this year. If you look here, as the show progressed from October all the way down to May of 2020, it started off strong with 1.8 million viewers. Now, a CW show for superheroes or any other show that's on there, like having at least 1+ million viewers is enough for the show to have, to be sustained, like for it to remain on the air. If you can maintain that amount of viewership, there's no reason why that show should be removed. And as time has progressed, we see a big dip over time until January. Only about 2.5 months in, the show reaches almost an all-time low in viewership. There's 791,000 viewers. I think the record-breaking low amount of viewership there is here is back in April, where it reached its lowest point at 634,000 viewers. It just goes to show that, not a lot of people are interested in the Batwoman series. And it's a real shame. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really do not like to see TV shows based on superheroes, which I love, fail. But the thing is that they make it so because of the way they're marketing this. This show isn't really a superhero show. This show is an LGBTQ show. And it's solely focusing on that, which is not the point of a superhero TV series. You look at any other superhero shows or movies that have a woman in the center, like let's say Wonder Woman. Nowhere in that movie does it ever address politics or agendas or LGBTQ or the fact that it's a woman running her show. They never make any jokes about it. They never pander to that ideal. They never make men seem inferior. Whereas this show, even from the trailers, if you watch it, they make it seem like men are inferior and just outright garbage and trash. And that's just the wrong way to go about it. A superhero show or a movie should focus on that character, believe in that character. It should make the audience want to believe in the character and want to trust the character and like the character. It just, from the way they positioned this show from the start when Ruby Rose was cast, it just came across as if the character was not likable. Now, if you read any of the Batwoman comics, she's actually very likable and really cool. She has a unique skill set. And the LGBTQ agenda is not the focus. And that's where they falter. They really messed up by making the show all about the LGBTQ and how women are on top and men are just garbage. They're inferior people. And that's why this show failed, because it kind of lost focus. If this show turns out to be great because of the new lead actress, then that's good. And if you like the show, that's good for you too. That's more power to you. But my major concern is, does this woman, Javicia Leslie, know what she's getting into? Is the CW going to be focusing on the LGBTQ agenda as kind of are they going to be using that as a marketing ploy to get people to watch this show? And if so, What do you think about that? Like, I think it's just wrong to be using that. It's kind of like you're exploiting the LGBTQ agenda. So let me give you a perfect example here. This is Static from the series Static Shock that used to air on WB Kids back in the day, like around maybe 20 years ago. I was about maybe 9 years old when this show premiered. I think I might have been older, but that's besides the point. Where I'm getting at is when this show first premiered, the first thing that ran through my innocent little mind was that, oh my God, here's a kid near my age, 14, 11, whatever. Here's a kid near my age who has incredible superpowers. On top of that, he has a disc that is electrified and he can fly. Plus, he has a killer theme song and an awesome outfit to go with it. This guy looks cool. Nowhere did I ever think, or never did I ever think that, like, oh God, I need to watch the show because this kid's black. You see, the difference with the superhero shows nowadays and the ones from back then, it was all about the character. You related to the character of Virgil Hawkins. He was a kid straight out of school, with just normal kid problems that pretty much anybody can relate to. And everybody saw past the idea that he was black. I remember I used to talk to my friends about this character in school when I was a kid and how, talk about how cool he is and what it'd be like to have super electricity powers and whatnot. I never thought like, oh, in order for me to be Virgil Hawkins Static Shock, I got to be a black guy. That never crossed my mind. And it brings me back to the point I was trying to make where basically the CW is exploiting the idea of LGBTQ. They're using it to draw attention, to draw an audience towards their show, which is not the way to go about it. People should just look at the Batwoman character and go, oh, I really want to be like this character. Anybody can be Batwoman is what I'm trying to say. Whether you be a man or a woman, just like anybody can be Spider-Man. Whether you be a man, a woman, black, Hispanic, Asian, it doesn't matter, what have you. That's the point I'm trying to make. For the longest time when I was a kid, I actually wanted to be like Static Shock. I pretend, like I even had a little, I guess, a garbage can lid or some sort of like Frisbee. I would stand on it. It cracked a little bit, by the way. I would stand on it and pretend that I'm flying like him. A superhero is a character. It should present to you an idea. It shouldn't bring any real life topics or agendas or politics into play. It's a superhero. We need to get lost in these character stories, not bring real life issues into them. Anybody can be a superhero, whether it be gay, black, straight, white. It doesn't, Latino, it doesn't really matter. That should not be the focus. The focus should be, good writing, interesting characters, likable characters. Those are like the essentials into having a good show or a movie. Focus on that. Don't focus on real world agendas or politics, because that's just going to drive away people from your show. You're basically going to be alienating everyone else with the exception of people that feel strongly about the LGBTQ community. And that's just my take on it. So all in all, I really do hope for the best for this actress. And I hope the show has a major turnaround. So post your comments down below, guys. Let me know what are your thoughts. I like to read your comments. And yeah, let's start a discussion. And you can always follow me on Discord. Follow me on social media. And with that being said, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click on bell notifications so you all don't miss anything. As always, I will see you all in the next comic panel.